For months and months, Republican lawmakers and conservative media have been trumpeting these bribery allegations made by Smirnov against President Biden and his family. The Washington Post today estimates that Fox News alone mentioned it more than 2,600 times over the past single year. Republicans in Congress pushed the allegation endlessly, even though the FBI explicitly warned them that the claim was uncorroborated and unreliable. And now the man who's the source of the allegation, the guy who said it, he's in jail, indicted for lying to federal investigators about this very matter and accused by prosecutors of feeding the FBI disinformation from Russian intelligence, which would be shocking had we not lived through the last few years, because this, of course, is now the third straight presidential election cycle in which Russian intelligence has done some version of this. In 2016, as you may have heard, Russian intelligence hacked the Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign. And then they weaponized the material they stole by releasing hacked emails through WikiLeaks, and all timed and strategically released to have maximum negative effect for Clinton and the Democrats and maximum positive effect for Donald Trump and the Republicans. And it was well known at the time that this whole thing was likely a Russian intelligence operation, but Trump and Republicans and conservative media and the mainstream media, frankly, mostly ate it up and pounced on every single email dump as if they had just come down on Mount Sinai on tablets rather than being shoveled by Russian intelligence into the garbage chute. Remember Trump talking at rallies about how much he loved WikiLeaks? He was welcoming it. He was asking for more. Russian government and Russian intelligence sources made multiple contacts with the Trump campaign. Russia ran a big, weird social media campaign to try to influence American public debate and public opinion in Trump's favor. The Trump campaign gave non-public polling information to a Russian intelligence agent, according to the Senate Intelligence Committee. The Russians had this hack and leak campaign with the Democratic emails. They were very busy in 2016 trying to help Trump. Then 4 years later, 2020, another try. This time, Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was peddling stories about Joe Biden's supposed corruption that he said he had dug up from his sources in Ukraine. Once again, it turned out that Giuliani's main source was Russian intelligence. A report from the U.S. Office of the Director of National Intelligence later determined that Giuliani's source was part of a U.S. election interference operation, likely directed by Putin himself, with the goal of helping Trump win a second term in 2020. And once again, Republicans had been warned by American intelligence officials that the stuff that Giuliani was shoveling was likely part of a Russian op. They apparently just did not care. And again, this is not some obscure thing. I mean, people got sanctioned by the U.S. government for this. People got indicted by the U.S. Justice Department for this. But who cares? It might have helped Trump, so we went along with it as far as we could. And now, 4 years later, here we are again. They keep doing this every election cycle. They keep doing some version of the same thing. The Russians keep doing the same thing. What seems to be changing a little bit is that the Republicans appear to have fewer and fewer qualms each year about welcoming and even participating in these Russian campaigns. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I clearly want to be fooled, or maybe we should stop calling this foolish. This is something else. We did this in 2016. We did this in 2020. Now in 2024, Republicans appear to be more enthusiastic about participating in it than they ever have been before. But of course, now this Russian disinformation campaign trying to paint Biden as mired in some kind of bribery scandal, it's happening with American aid to Ukraine hanging in the balance, with this life or death question looming of whether Ukraine will be able to hold off a third year of the Russian invasion. Russia is doing everything it can to undermine American support for Ukraine. And in the midst of a third straight effort by Russia to influence our election to Republicans' benefit, Republicans, frankly, seem quite receptive both to that election interference and to what Russia wants them to do in cutting off Ukraine.